Today we're going to be talking about my experiences with the Laowa Ranger Super 35 17-50 t2.9 cinema zoom lens. Now for the past few weeks I've had this paired up on the RED Komodo-X, and let me just get this out of the way and say it is lovely. It's a fantastic combo. I've been doing some commercial stuff and some doc work, and I haven't found a thing with it that I don't like, and there's plenty of stuff that I do like, so let's get into that. At 17mm, this lens is incredibly sharp, which is a bit surprising for a zoom. One of my favorite things about the lens is as you punch into 50mm, the lens gets a slight softness to it, but in a good way, not in a bad way. You get a gentle bloom in the image, almost like a black Promus filter, without sacrificing focus or detail. It's sharp, it's just not clinical. Shimming the lens was super easy. It took a total of 5 minutes when it was out of the box to fully shimmed. I only had to remove one shim on there and add a smaller one, and now I have complete parafocalness throughout the zoom range. Focus pulling on the lens is a dream for a one-man band operation. The dampen rings feel great. They're not super stiff, but also not super loose at the same time. They're that perfect in between. It's very easy to track subjects as they move, and that's partly because it's a T2.9, so it's not a crazy shallow depth of field. But for the work I do, it's perfect. Speaking of T2.9, the bokeh looks super natural and it's soft. And of course you get more bokeh in the background as you zoom into 50mm. At 17mm, the lens has the least amount of character, but as you hit that 50mm range, you get the most out of it. I found the sweet spot to be 35mm. However, for my personal taste in framing, I love to be wide, and this lens lets me do that. The zoom range is perfect for doc and commercial work where quick setup time is needed, or if you're in a run and gun scenario. Now I know this can be a controversial topic, and that's lens flares. Personally, I'm a fan of them when there's a little bit of character to them and not just a washed out contrast issue. I've come across scenarios where the lens flares from the sun in a certain way that just can't be replicated from a photo-oriented lens, so for me, it's an A+. One thing to note, you'll need a wide ND filter. My 82mm stacked up some vignetting at 17, so I went ahead and bought a 95, and it works perfect. Now let's talk about the build quality. It's solid, it's compact, and it's lightweight. Some people online mention concerns and have had issues, but I have not experienced any of those. I toss it into the backpack, hit the location, throw it on the camera, and go without thinking about it twice. And I'm not one to be super gentle with gear, so I haven't experienced any crazy issues yet, and by the looks of it, I don't think I will. All in all, this is a character-rich cinema zoom in the sub 3000 space. The Ranger has a soul of vintage glass with the sharpness for modern day cameras. If you're on a RED Komodo-X or similar, this lens belongs on the rig. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.